What's going on, guys? Today I have my Smogon Premier League Week 2 Ubers battle versus Hack. We are playing the Indy Scooters. I'm on the Wi-Fi Wolfpack, and I'm on the other side right here. Now, if you guys want to pick up yourself a PK Face shirt, they are available for about 4 more days. So the link is down below in the description if you would like to pick one up. And anyway, let's get right into the match. So he's going to lean off of DNCs, I'm leaning off of my Primal Groudon. I'm just going to go right for the Precipice Blades as I don't want to risk Stealth Rocking and having him have Protect and Mega Evolving, getting his Magic Bounce and then bouncing it back. So he does end up revealing Protect as I'm just going to go right for another safe Precipice Blades as he decides to pull a switch out into Latias. Now, because my best switch is Klefki, and if I do go to Klefki, and he ends up pulling a double right here to Ho-Oh, I'm in a bad position because my Primal Groudon is my best switch in the Ho-Oh. I decided to make a bit of an aggressive play right here and stay in, predict his double in the Ho-Oh, and go for Stone Edge, and it actually pays off really well for me because I end up landing it and the Ho-Oh does go down. So I'm in a great position as now he's going to go out to Latias. Now, I was debating staying in again and going for Precipice Blades, predicting his double into Groudon, but because he already Mega Evolved with Diancie, and if I went out to Klefki right here, I couldn't do anything because of Magic Bounce, like I couldn't go for Toxic or Spikes. I actually figured my safest play was just going out to Klefki anyway, as he does end up pulling that double into his own Primal Groudon, predicting my Klefki, and I really don't want to stay in. Giratina is probably my best switch, as I don't want to risk him going for Lava Plume. As he actually ends up revealing the Dragon Tail, forcing me out into my Giratina. Unfortunately, forcing me out to my own Primal Groudon. Now, right here, I am just going to go right for the Precipice Blade. Sorry, I did pause it, as he ends up going right back out into Latias. And again, I decided to pull the switch out into Klefki, as he does predict that very nicely and pulls the same double back out into Primal Groudon. And I do not want to stay in. Again, Giratina is still my best switch as he ends up getting up his Stealth Rocks. Now I decided to go for Defog right here. The reason being is I wasn't sure if he would stay in and take a Draco. I wasn't sure what type of Arceus form he was. And also Diancie was kind of a free switch for him. Because I do have Draco Meteor. It would do about 30%-ish to this Groudon, so I figured he might try and switch out to Diancie. He actually ends up staying, going right for Dragon Tail, and forces me onto my Gengar, so I'm not getting lucky at all with these Dragon Tails. Had he got like Rayquaza or Groudon, I would have been in a good position. So forced to go back out into my Giratina as he reveals the Thunder Wave, and I'm actually going to pull a double out into my Primal Groudon, predicting him to want to go out to Diancie, as he actually ends up staying in, going for Stealth Rock. So I could have gotten off damage right there, but he had a free switch in Diancie, so I wasn't sure why he stayed in right there, but it works out for him because I end up getting up my Stealth Rocks as he ends up hitting me with the Precipice Blades, doing a hell of a lot, as he is going to go out to his Latias just to dodge my Precipice Blades, and I'm going to switch out into my Rayquaza. The reason being is I thought he would either go for Psyshock right here because I do have Klefki, or he would go for a Defog because he can get rid of the rocks and he can set them up later because his Primal Groudon is so healthy. So I end up pulling the switch onto my Rayquaza, and I'm actually going to catch him right here with the Scarf Rayquaza because I am Scarf, going to be able to go right for Dragon Claw and knock out his Latias, as he is going to reveal the Arceus Ground, and this thing is a pretty big threat to me. Had it been Calm Mind, I probably could have dealt with it a bit better, but it turns out it's SD, so I switched out into my Latias. The good thing is I do have Roar, so I can force this thing out and take a +2 Stone Edge at the same time, so I'm going to go for Roar as I force him out into his Lugia. Now, I wasn't sure if his Lugia had Ice Beam or not. At this range of HP, even with the Soul Dew and my HP investment, Ice Beam does like 19% if he is packing that. That is, he could also not be packing any attack on his Lugia. It could just be Toxic, Sub, Roost, Whirlwind. But because I was kind of afraid of him going for the Ice Beam, I decided that as opposed to going for Defog, which is another play I was thinking about right here, I could just go right for Healing Wish and bring back up my Groudon. In hindsight, I could have went for the Defog because Klefki was probably one of my best switches right there, but I just wasn't sure if he did have Ice Beam or not, or if he would expect my Klefki. So I went right for Healing Wish, as I am able to bring back my Groudon. Now, even after Stealth Rocks, I could still take an Earth Power from this Mega Diancie, as he doesn't go going for Protect. Not sure why, it didn't really matter right here because I'm going to stay in anyway and go right for Precipice Blades, as luckily I do hit, as he is able to do a hell of a lot with his Earth Power. And now he's going to go out to his Arceus Ground. He can potentially win the game if he gets off an SD right here, so I'm going to go for Lava Plume, kind of hoping that I get the burn on him, because if I get the burn, I can play around this Arceus Ground. So I go for Lava Plume, I do not get the burn, and now I'm kind of scared because I didn't want to switch out into Gengar to dodge an Earthquake and then pull a double into Klefki, predicting the Stone Edge, and then I can get off a Toxic, because I was kind of fearing him going for Recover. If he went for Recover, if he had it, I auto lost. I'm not sure if he had Recover. Maybe he had Shadow Force or Shadow... No, he didn't have Shadow Claw or Shadow Force. Maybe he had Ice Beam, though, for Mega Salamence, as he doesn't want to risk missing Stone Edge, or maybe he had Extreme Speed. But that's one of the reasons why I didn't stay in, because I did stay in rather, because I was fearing him going for Recover, as he was able to knock me out with the Earthquake. So I'm going to go out to my Klefki, and I basically have to sack it just to get off a Toxic, as thankfully I do end up landing my Toxic. And at this point, it's looking pretty bad for me, because this Arceus ground is going to be able to get off a bunch of kills. So I'm going to go out to my Gengar and pull the double into my Rayquaza, just sacking it to Stealth Rock just to get a bit more poison damage off on this Arceus ground. I'm pretty sure he did end up having Extreme Speed or something like that. I don't think he had Recover, because he probably would have went for it right here. As I am going to go out to my Giratina O. I know that Shadow Sneak cannot knock him out at this range, but I can hope for a miss, which is exactly what proceeds to happen, as he does end up missing the Stone Edge, and Poison is going to be able to take him out. So I'm still in this game. I still have to win some 50-50s, though, in order to win. So he goes up to Groudon. The best thing he can do is hit me with Dragon Tail, so I am going to go right for the Draco, as it does a decent amount. But based on that damage, I have to make a decision with my Gengar. Now, there's a lot going through my head right here. I could go for Focus Blast, not Mega Evolve. He could end up going for Dragon Tail possibly, and I will live that. Alright, I could definitely live that. I don't have Shadow Ball, guys, so I do not have Shadow Ball at all. I just want you guys to know that I don't have Shadow Ball, so that's why I do not go for it. I could Mega Evolve and go for Focus Blast or Sludge Wave, predicting his Dragon Tail. I could go for Taunt, predicting his T-Wave. I'm in a pretty bad position right here. So, because regular Gengar Sludge Wave plus Focus Blast does not knock him out, I am going to choose to go for the Mega Evolution right here and kind of hope he goes for Dragon Tail and either misses or his Lugia does not have an attack, because I go for Sludge Wave. I Mega Evolved because had I not Mega Evolved, I would have to hit 2 Focus Blasts with my Gengar in order to knock him out. So I figured, okay, I go for Sludge Wave. If he does Dragon Tail me out, 1, there's a chance he can miss. 2, I still am able to come back in and knock him out with 1 Focus Blast. I only have to hit 1. But it doesn't work out for me, because he is able to go for the T-Wave. He gets me on that 50-50. And it's also pretty bad for him, because he has Precipice Blades. So if he misses, I can still win, because I can Taunt Lugia, and depending on what moves it has, but I'm pretty sure his Lugia did not have a move. Otherwise, it would probably have been Ice Beam. And either way, I could still take it out with Taunt D-Bond. But he does end up landing his Precipice Blades, and that's going to be game, because Gengar is going to go down, and my Giratina is going to go down to Stealth Rock. So yeah, good game, Hack. I feel in hindsight I should have played a bit more aggressively versus his Primal Groudon, as it was a pretty big threat. Getting rid of Ho-Oh early was amazing for me, but then he revealed Arceus Ground, which was just a big threat to my team in general, due to the damage that Giratina had already taken. And you know, Hacks put me back in the game. I just ended up losing some 50-50s right there. But yeah, good game, Hack. Guys, I'll try my best next week. And leave a like if you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe if you want. Stay tuned for more ORAS OU Ubers. I do play Ubers for the Wi-Fi Wolfpack, so that's why I upload Ubers, obviously. And go ahead and get yourself a PK Face shirt if you would like. And I guess that's it, guys. So later.